Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video. So in the last video we did our PLC inputs. So I've shown you how to draw out like the PLC module here, and then how to define all your inputs, and then obviously draw them out here as well. So I did want to do the safety circuit, but I'll save that for the next video just because for completeness, let's just do the PLC outputs as well. So this should be quite a quick video, hopefully. Let's just start. So we've got to click on the project, click show our PLCs, click on our PLC, and then now we've got to do IOs, and then we've got our IO there. Now I want to create an additional IO block. So what I'm going to do now is let's bring up the wiring diagram for the S71200. And then what we're going to do is we still define all of our IO as we did in the last video. So we've done all of these. We're now just going to define our outputs. So I can't even really see that. It's not a clear image. There, okay. So we've got 3L plus 3M, and then .0 through to .7, and then .0, .1. So let's add, we're going to add 2 generic terminals. So after our digital input here, we're going to come up to block generator, add generic terminals. Instead of the top now, we're going to add to the bottom. So bottom, so add 1. Oh, why are we not letting me add it? Oh, what's happening? Okay, cool. It did add it, yeah. So 2 generic terminals have been added, and then we're going to add our digital outputs. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 more. So the names we can leave as that, and then the labels we will do 3L plus for positive, 3M for negative, and then we've got now A0 again, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, and then we've got B0, B1. So you can see here digital inputs, generic terminal, digital outputs, yeah? So now I don't want to export now and create a block of just these inputs. I want to now do just the outputs. So if I click these generic terminals like that and hold shift, so I can click all of them. So I'll do that again. Click the generic terminal. I mean, let's just give this a channel. Should we give it a channel name? I don't know. Oh, I can't give it a channel name. Okay. So anyways, yeah. So 3L plus, hold shift, click to the bottom, and then now I'm going to do generate block, and we're going to do S71214C, and then outputs. And then we're going to define it as a DO module for digital outputs. Click OK. That's been saved. Do you want to close this module? Yes. And then now if we go to Siemens PLC outputs and we're on our DO modules, we can now come to PLC outputs, and they automatically get put onto the bottom. So because I defined these generic terminals as bottom terminals, and then now I've added these outputs, they just automatically get added there. So let me just delete. There's probably a better way in terms of like deleting these, but I'll just show you what I do just for brevity. Delete all of them, and then let's now. So we should probably do like oh, okay. So we need to link it. I've just noticed. I'm like, how comes I've got 3 PLCs? I need to link it. So home, link. So click on it, link with, and then link to PLC 1, and there we go. So now if we show our sheets again, so the one on our outputs is PLC 1, the one on our inputs is PLC 1, and the one on our power distribution is also PLC 1, all linked together, and that saves us, having multiple PLCs in the BOM. So now I want all of my power distribution rails and to be shown. So this is a bit awkward because I've got this analogs page that I want to display. I think I'm now going to just move that to there. So we'll show PLC inputs, PLC outputs, and then analogs. So let's now just do a renumbering process, sheet renumbering, get that all renumbered, lovely. So the reason I'm doing this now is we've got these rails here. I want to perhaps copy it. Then I could just draw it again. Let's just draw it again. So PLC outputs. I kind of want them to be in the same position though. So if I paste it, no, they won't. They're not in the same position. Okay, it's fine. Doesn't matter. So we've got our rails there. Let's delete these connections, these references. Oh, there, that one, and then now we're going to link. So this sheet 5 power distribution to our sheet 4 power distribution. So if you click on it, home, insert link, click on that one, go now to our inputs and click there, and now we've linked there. Do the same for our 0 volts and link there. So now that's linked to sheet 4. Beautiful. Then we can do our connections again. Told you this should be a nice, quick and easy. Let's just do this. Sorry, nice, quick and easy video. Let's go along there like that. Cool. And then now to there, and then 0 volt 1 to there. Beautiful. So we've powered our digital outputs on our PLC now, and then now we're going to draw our outputs. So same issue that we had before, where like it's all just a bit too close. So I probably want to like just move these. Oops. That and that. Oh. Okay, let's just do it like this. That to there, and then let's show our grid. Again, there's probably a better way of doing this. Leave the 3 dots. That's just kind of in general what I do. Space it out by 3. So that's 3, and then let's just move now this one all the way over. Oh dear. No. Misclicking is a pain. There. And then we just press right a bunch of times. There's probably a better way of doing this, but this is just how I do it. Cool. And so now let's bring this one 3 close. So I'm just leaving 3 dots between, same thing I did in the other video, 3 dots between each one just to give them some space. I don't know why it's like refreshing like this. It's a bit annoying, to be honest with you. Don't know if I can just like it seems like every time I'm pressing something, yeah, that whole screen's refreshing. Don't know why. So yeah, sorry, this is a bit tedious. Should be done soon. So that 3 last 2 3. This is maybe being a bit OCD. I don't think it really matters for your drawings, but it's probably important just to make the drawings look neat. So that's them done. So now if we now want to probably define our outputs here. So I don't really know what my outputs are right now. I'll check in a minute. So if we double click on the actual A0 again, nope, that's not correct. Double click on a block, that's not correct. What do we want to do? We want to do click on a project, show PLCs, click on the PLC, show IO, and then we're back here. So just like we have a bunch of spare, I think I have like quite a bunch of spares anyways. So if we do spare, and then I think my last output might be a relay actually. I think that might be like a K2, another relay. I'm pretty sure it is. So K2 relay, we'll leave that there. Maybe I'll move that up actually. Don't know. Alright, so let me just quickly check what my outputs actually are on my actual rig behind me. Yeah, so all I have is just a relay on my last digital output, which is like a relay that I use to drive other things outside of the rig. And then I've just got green LED on my for my status. So maybe put green status LED. And we can copy and paste. So I've got, so this is my light stack. Green, yellow, and red. Cool. And then spare. So if we close this, now how do we show our, do I have to do a refresh? Can't remember how to do this now. Requires terminals. You can see the green status LED there. Why are you not showing it? Oh, it is. Okay, look, I can see it there. I was thinking, what the hell's going on? So I don't know why they've been positioned down here. Must be has something to do with, I don't know what I've done. So if I just click all of them, you can see them all there. Let's move them all up. Spare, 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 and then relay. Yeah. So probably want all about there. Lovely. Cool. All right, and I think that's okay. Just need to add terminals here, really. So let's just do that. We'll do it manually instead of copy and pasting. So terminals and oh, sorry, I'm not definitely not done. I'm being silly. All right. So terminal for block. Let's do that one. Yep. And you are an X0 for 24 volts, and another one here, and then you now need to be assigned to. So click the terminal strip tools, assign to a terminal strip, and you're going to X1. Cool. So green status LED, we're going to use a pilot device, aren't we? Which is just to indicate that it's, I mean, what I've done previously is I've grouped them. So I'll show you this actually to kind of like show that my light stack, because like one of the light stack I'm using is like a dome light stack, which actually I'll just show you. So matrix TSL industrial maintenance. So this light stack I'm using here, it's kind of like an all-in-one LED. So it's just one bulb, right, or one dome, and then it goes green, red, or yellow. So I made this component here for that to show me that like it's 3 lights in one. I'm not going to do that here, even though I have a light stack. So the light stack I have is just like a Aliexpress industrial light stack. One of these, right? Literally, I mean, I think that might be my exact one that I've got. So it's kind of 3 separate LEDs, 3 separate lights. If you were like that, so maybe it's one. I don't know. Depends on how you want to do this. I'm gonna do it with just a pilot light like this. So if I do that, 1, 2. I think what I'll do is I'll do one, and let's double click it and fill in the information for it. So if we do multi-layer, and then we'll do what? Let's do green like that in big, and then put the full description after it like that. And then the manufacturer, don't know what to do for manufacturer, doesn't really matter. Let's just leave it blank. So part number blank, manufacturer we could, don't know. Got no idea what you would put. View details. Is there a manufacturer for this? Probably not. Don't think so. It doesn't really matter, right? Like it's just, we'll just leave it blank. So manufacturer blank, cool. Right, and then we've got green. Could give it a label maybe. Yeah. So we've done that, and then now we'll just copy and paste it, and then we'll change the other ones to be yellow and red. Cool. All right, that's looking pretty sweet. So connections now, and then this is where like it kind of would make sense to use like control connection here, and then you can do like that basically. Oh, that's it. I think I've kind of done both, because you could do that, or you could just do, well, it's 24 volts coming out, isn't it? And maybe you do that, for example. I think because like this is my main 24 volt line, which is L1, and that's my main 0 volt line, which is L2. Everything else should be, unless it's like directly that, which this voltage, although like, I mean, this isn't even a relay module, this is a transistor module. So although, yeah, it's feeding in 24 and it is outputting 24, it's not the same. So I'm going to keep it as a control voltage. But again, that's something that's kind of up to you, how you want to draw your circuits. I don't think ultimately it doesn't really matter. just kind of more, I don't know, does it give more clarity? Probably. So with that then, okay, we just got to do our last relay, which we've got on B1. So if we go to relays, and I think I just have a single port relay. So 1 second, let me just check. Yeah, so I'm using this relay, Vargo 857304. So let's just one changeover contact and just do normally open. I mean, it does have one normally open, one normally closed. So I think I'll draw it properly like this. This is probably the correct way to draw it if you think about it, because it does have a normally open and a normally closed. So oh, I guess actually I'm being silly here. This is, I need to draw the coil, not the contact. So delete that and then add just the coil. And then just the same way I'm linking PLCs together, you can link coil and contacts together, which is pretty cool. Didn't I draw a relay somewhere else, which I feel like maybe I might have made that mistake and drew the contact instead of the coil. Where's my other relay? Safety circuit, PLC. There, safety relay. Okay, no, that's correct. Okay, cool, that's fine. So back to PLC outputs. We've got our coil there. Let's go to connections and let's draw control voltage to there and control voltage to there, or control line to there. And I think that's us done. So we just need to double click on this relay and now give it all of our descriptions, which are relay module, that's our full description. And then Vargo is the manufacturer and the part number is 857304. Vargo. And okay. And that's it. That is our outputs done. Lovely jubbly. So now if we come down to our parts list, you can see now why I've split our parts list. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So if we double click on both, that still looks okay. But this one's gotten larger. So one thing that you can do here, which I'll show you how to do, I didn't want to get too into the weeds here and how to configure this, but you can adjust the column width, which is very helpful, obviously. So my descriptions are quite long here and my references are quite short. So if I hover over here, I think, yeah, there you go. I can click it and drag and make my references small, make my class name small, and then my descriptions big. So I've already showed you in a previous video how to split your parts list, which I kind of just expect that as I'm going through this, I am going to have to split my parts list anyways. But if you didn't want to, you can obviously scale the size down and also just adjust the column width length. So quantity could obviously be shrunk quite a bit, and then description could still be expanded like so. And so that's pretty nice. This one's not done the same, but that's okay. I think what I might do is I can make it scale smaller, and then I can't unsplit it. I don't think. I think I just have to re-import. So let's try and re-import a new parts list. So if we double click into go into our parts list here, click here, and then do insert list block. Let's put it on our parts list there, and then click that like that. And now we just got to do the same thing again. So that's our full parts list. Make our reference small, make our class name small, description nice and long, probably a bit too long there. Manufacturer and quantity smaller. Is that good enough? That will fit. So we delete this one, and now we just got our full parts list there on one page. So we'll delete this sheet. I'm just trying to show you as much of SkyCAD as possible, but without like maybe introducing things bit by bit instead of going too deep on a parts list. So that is our full parts list so far. I'm just wondering, it might not actually change too much more than that actually, because we did define a lot of our parts in here. And I think like the safety relay obviously is gonna, I guess this safety circuit will have some parts, which yeah, hopefully we'll do that in the next video. So in this video we're done with our outputs. I think that looks very nice. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe we might just move it up a tad, but I'm being a bit extra. Cool, lovely jubbly. And then these are all just spares and they're not wired right now. Cool, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye bye.